Hey guys, welcome back. So Travis has got some cool stuff going on in the garage. If you're into Prochargers and Superchargers, this video is for you. Welcome back, guys. So I'm in the garage here with Travis. Travis, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming, Gary.
Yeah, thanks for having me over. You got some interesting things going on. So this is the wife's car.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that 95 Camaro Z28. Picked that up a few years ago for her as a parts car.
Yeah, say that again.
As a parts car. Yeah, it had the powertrain that we were looking for a project car.
Yeah.
So she's been driving it for the last 3 or 4 years now. And finally the time has come that we pulled the engine and transmission out of it, and we're ready to get started on the project. Yeah,
and the project is this here. This is her dream car right here. We briefly looked at this last time I visited you, and yeah, so the Camaro drivetrain was always slated for this. Now let's talk about that drivetrain. That's an LT1 Procharger.
Yeah, so that's the 95 LT1 engine, Procharged. It's a P1SC Procharger, makes about 12 pounds of boost. And it's a T56 6-speed transmission, which is going to be a really nice combination. That was going to be a deal breaker for her when we were going to build the car, is that it had to be a manual transmission. So now that we've got everything out, of course now's the time to go through the engine and get everything into shape where it needs to be. So I'm going to get some machining done, looking at maybe changing heads, crankshaft, just to make it as reliable as possible for, for years to come, not have to do any maintenance.
I didn't realize you're actually going this far with it. You got it torn right down.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either until last week, so we're on the same page.
So yeah, this is all slated for this build. It's a 68 Firebird. All the metalwork is basically done here, and you've done the whole subframe. It's all done. You've rebuilt this completely.
Yeah.
It's all brand new stuff. You guys, I noticed you got a color picked out here.
We do. Yeah. Pretty much since we got the car, we had this color picked out, which I don't know if it'll actually show up that great, but it's what it is it's the Ford Ruby Red paint.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic color, and it just, with the body lines on the car, when this thing hits the sun, it's going to look amazing.
Yeah, could I see that? It does kind of shade shift a little bit here. I don't know if you guys are picking that up. And then when you see it against the fluorescence, there was a car in the Dragon's Car Show this spring that was a 68 Firebird that had the very same paint color on it.
It was, yeah. And I mean, I talked the guy's ear off. Unfortunately, he beat me to the color, but I had the idea first, so I'll take credit for that. But yeah, no, and it, even like in the building, just the way the lights were shining off of that,
yeah,
it was amazing, because we had started considering different colors, just something maybe that would lay out a little easier, being that ruby red is a tri-stage. It's a little harder to lay out. But then once we saw that car,
you knew that was
yeah, it was right back, no questions asked. That's going to be the color of the car. And I did the courtesy of telling the guy that we're pretty much copying the color of your car. But yeah, it was amazing. It was really nice, because it was almost like looking at an after picture of this one. It was Ford Ruby Red, '68 Firebird, black interior, manual transmission, unbelievable. Same chin spoiler as we have, and I actually, maybe I haven't paid close enough attention, but I've never seen that chin spoiler on very many Firebirds, and this guy had it. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a real treat to be able to. I think that was a Dragon's pick actually last spring.
It was a Dragon's pick, and I can see why.
Yeah, that's lucky to run into somebody that had the same car, the same kind of platform that you guys have planned for many years.
Yeah, it was pretty lucky. The guy's from, I believe he's from Regina. So at least we won't likely be stopped at the same traffic light together. But yeah, so that helped seal the deal on the color.
Yeah.
So now we're finally at the stage now where, like you said, the metalwork's all done. There's maybe a little bit left to do, but a good buddy of mine did the metalwork, did an amazing job. I had the frame out. I didn't like a few things on the factory frame, so I did buy a different frame for it. I got it all sandblasted, and I sprayed it, rebuilt it. Every nut and bolt on it is new now.
Yeah.
And just got to get it bolted into the car, and then the car is going to go for finishing. So we're going to get it up to paint. Basically, the final stage is before paint. Get it back here. I'll be able to do all the wiring, the fitting, get the interior in it, all that kind of stuff that I will most likely mark the body up doing. So once that all gets done, then I'll bring it back, and we'll get the paint sprayed on it. And I'm hoping, you know, by this time next year, we're doing a video on a finished car.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool. I'm excited. This is one hell of a birthday or a Christmas present for the wife.
Yeah.
This is a nice, well, it's nice that you're actually getting on. This is the transmission right here. We should show everybody this. Oh, Yukon gear, is that getting?
Yeah, that's actually, that's going in it too.
Oh,
so,
and what gear ratio is that?
So the Posi, I got 411 gears for it.
Oh, okay.
Did some math with the 411 gears with a 275 60/15 tire, and with the double overdrive on the transmission, you've got a more than comfortable RPM on the highway.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be really nice. It'll be a torque monster in the lower gears, and still very drivable on the freeway. You can go on a road trip, anything. We want to build it so that it's basically a daily driver if she wants to be.
Well, that's
driving
awesome.
it. Yeah.
Good choice. Good choice. And that's got, is that the Pontiac diff in there still?
That's the BOP 10 bolt, which a factory BOP, they're not really super strong, but the BOP itself is perfectly fine if you upgrade the internals. So
yeah.
New gears, new Posi unit, and axle shafts. The cool thing about the BOP, which most people are probably aware of, is that they are bolt-in axles.
Yeah.
From factory, so they're not. There's no C-clip garbage there, and so that's kind of the really cool thing about the BOP rear end.
So this one is probably going to make, I think if I remember correctly, probably around 500 at the rear wheels?
Yeah.
With the Procharger?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, but the little bit extra work that I'm going to put into the engine, it'll probably be closer to the 550 mark.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
This little car's going to dangle.
Oh, it will. It's going to be such a light, agile car with that much power in it. Yeah, it's going to be a really fun car.
Wow. Well, thank you, Travis. I appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely.
Over Christmas here. I guess we got to say Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to all the viewers out there.
Yeah. And thank you again for sharing this. This is a cool, we're going to keep up with your project here. And yeah, I can't wait to see things come together.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen pretty quick now.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. And stay tuned for more content from Travis's garage. 68 Firebird Procharged